Hello everyone, this is Vasily Krasov, and in this video I'll be covering the topic of armor damage in Tarkov as it is with the current patch of 12.12.30. Alright, so for a while now, we've known how penetration versus armor class and durability works thanks to Veritas and his Battle Buddy app. However, for damage done to armor on a hit, this wasn't known as the proposed models gave inconsistent results, such as what was found by CTZL. Speaking of, other players have done some experimentation on the topic, but nothing complete and reliable has been made as of yet, and it was mostly just short testing sessions of certain ammos against certain armor types, such as flechette ammo. I'm primarily going to be basing my work on CTZL's prior work, and he's also helped me with some parts of this model. So quickly now, here's the ammunition that was chosen for my tests. I selected these on the basis that they had consistent spacing between their penetration values, some also between 5 and 9 of a grade. I also wanted low variation in the deviation, the spellings from the BSG files, and the variation of the armor damage percentage so we can see that it has an effect. As for the armor tested, we used a somewhat broader set at first while looking into things at the start and establishing trends and relationships. But later on we narrowed it down to a standard set of the Zhuk 3, Trooper, Gazelle, and Tassie Tiger. After establishing how the material changed things, we just needed an example from each armor class. So, what's the equation? Well, we've just got to follow the one as found by CZTL, but with the armor damage multiplier factorized in. This multiplier was experimentally found, and appears to follow this lookup table on the right. Generally, you'll do 10% less damage to armors that you cleanly penetrate, full damage to equivalent armors, and some extra damage to much tougher armors. For those of you who want to make your own Excel spreadsheets at home, here are the formulas. Let's look at a quick comparison between two common mid-tier ammo types, 545 BT and 762 PS, versus the ever-popular Gazelle. First, the BT round will do 8.96 damage a shot to the Gazelle, and according to Battle Buddy, the Gazelle needs to be at 34 durability for there to be a greater than 50% chance of penetration. This means that 4 shots for BT plus the change. After one or more shot at 28 out of 65 durability, there is an 88% chance to penetrate. Next, the PS round will do 10.19 damage a shot to the Gazelle, and with the Gazelle needing to be at 23 durability for there to be a greater than 50% chance of penetration. So it falls slightly short at the 4th shot, having a 45% chance to penetrate. However, at 15 out of 65, after 5 shots, there is a 92% chance to penetrate. So, while the BT round will cleanly deal with Class 4 armor, against Class 5 and 6 armors where you need to bash down the durability first, PS will do just as well and be much cheaper per round. Not to mention, it'll have much better flash damage, which is useful for damage races, blacking limbs, and so on. So, now how about the boogeyman of late white, 762 BP? It absolutely destroys the Tassie Tiger rig, which will only protect you from one round and maybe the second. After that, you're effectively naked. Things don't get much better for the other armors, where your margin is only improved by 1 extra shot, aside from the Zabralo, which gets 4 shots of protection, and after the 5th is effectively gone. So, it's very easy to see why this is the king of rounds when combined with the Mutant or RD704 and is the first choice of pro streamers all over the world. So, does this change much in practice? No, not really. The rules of thumb that we all know still apply. We just need to look at the chart and focus on the most relevant section, because almost everyone will be using rounds and armors from this range. This means that the armor damage done will either be a simple 1-to-1 as predicted by CZTL, or you're going to be penetrating anyway and thus don't care. However, at least now we can predict with certainty how many shots we need to break through a given armor with the given bullet, instead of having to experimentally test this out for a given combination. Which is good for us nerds who like to make web tools, videos, and other such content, but for average players, probably not much of a big difference. However, not everything has been settled yet, so let's look at some exceptions and edge cases. Do note here that ADM is set to 1 when looking at the prediction, error, and observed. Some armors have very high durability, and when at max, they seem to have a higher AC than stated, going by the observed damage. Then, some armors at low durability will take significantly less damage than expected, but this is at a point where you are penetrating the armor anyway, and who cares? As we all already know, the rounds between 5 and 9 of a grade will work reasonably well versus the next step up of armor, and this is also seen with the armor damage as well. So, let's look at this center area with rounds of penetration 30 and between 35 and 40. As you can see in the table below, the armor damage is reduced proportionally until you get to the next step up, and then you hit the 10% reduction limit of a clean penetration. I need to update the spreadsheet to account for this transition phase, but I'll be doing it later as I've already delayed releasing this video long enough. So, what's next with this? First, I'll need to keep working on the spreadsheet to make it even more accurate. I might also make an analysis video comparing common ammo and armor choices to see how they stack up versus each other. Comment below if you'd like to see this with some suggestions. I'm also aiming to make a website which will include this stuff and more at some point soon. So, last but not least, special thanks to the following. My mate Arrow, who let me shoot him more than 504 times so we could gather the needed dataset. It wouldn't have been possible to make this video or the spreadsheet without him. Next is of course CZTL, who did the initial 80% of the work really, with his own findings and his equation. He also helped me, so thanks again, mate. And also my mates Hooves and Burnt Smurf, who helped me get my initial test results and got me started going down this rabbit hole in the first place. And so that's all, folks. Thanks for watching. The Excel spreadsheet is in the description below, and good luck in your attempt to escape from Tarkov.